I'd like to call the Guthrie Edmond Regional Airport Board meeting, advisory board meeting in session. Do we have any public comments?
There were none.
No public comments. Approval of the minutes from the December 9th, 2015 board meeting. Any changes? Let's see. Agree, I'll open for a motion to.
I'll make a motion to accept them as written.
I will second that.
We got a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. I will officially sign the minutes here. You'll pass those around.
Thanks, sir.
Okay, discussion item, airport managers meeting.
All right.
Justin?
Well, we'll do a quick rundown on some of the manager's report. We'll save airport improvement projects for a discussion item here. Hangar development is going well. Guardian Aerial Patrol has moved over into Hangar 23A, and they're fully in the new hangar, which means the new flight school, Matt Cole's new flight school, is setting up shop, beginning to work in Hangar 4 now. So that's a wonderful to have going on. Hangar number 2, which is the one that the A-26 that would hold the radial engines, is haven't heard word when they're moving in or what's going on with that. So once I know more, we'll update the board on that. And Bob Sheehan is working on Hangar 6A. You can see they've erected the metal for that, so that's wonderful. 2015, kind of the quick things that we're looking at for services being added to the airport here in the first quarter is we'll be talking about Pilot's Lounge here coming up, the radio engine maintenance facility, and the flight school, which is a great start to the year. Being that it is the beginning of the year, we had the annual billing go out. They were sent out on December 1st, due January 1st. We received all, but we're tracking down one right now. It was accidentally sent to the wrong address, so we're getting that taken care of. The 2015 land lease revenue is estimated to be a little over $28,000, with $2,720 of that going to the EEDA payment for the note on the water and sewer in the corporate hangar development area. We do have 4 rate adjustments in accordance with the CPI that we do every 5 years. And they'll be, once the CPI is reported for the last month here in December, we'll be able to send that out and get that approved through council and done. Expect to be done second meeting of February for the city council in Guthrie. The FBO lease was raised as per their agreement contract up to 9 cents a square foot. It wasn't a huge increase because they already recognized some of the CPI increases, but we are at 9 cents there. We are having a current issue with buildings and grounds with individuals driving on the unpaved areas of the airport. Normally this wouldn't be an issue, but with as wet as we've been out here at the airport, it's causing, 1 is ruts in the grass, and then 2, they're tracking the mud all onto the paved surfaces of the airport. So we're going to get some signs that say, ask everyone to please stay off the grass, and we'll be able to pull those signs out when the conditions are better for driving on them for vehicles.
Where's it the worst?
Right now, it's next to Hangar 18. Basically, without having a map in front of me, as you enter in the gate, you make a left and make a right at the hangar gate there. You end up at a dead end. Well, that dead end shoots straight across. If you drive across the grass and up onto the taxiway, you're pointed right at another set of T-hangers. So we believe it's those set of T-hangers just taking a shortcut. It ultimately saves them 30 seconds, but is wreaking havoc on the airfield. And the big concern we have is that if they bring dirt clogs and mud up onto the taxiway, that's ultimately a hazard for propellers and aircraft and FOD, foreign object debris. So we're trying to remedy that, and especially if we're able to track down where the tire tracks go to, we'll have an idea of who to talk to more specifically. Unfortunately, they end about halfway there, so we can never figure out exactly where they're going.
They just disappeared?
It's alien.
They just, well, the mud stops, and the car keeps going, but we can no longer track.
Maybe they're beaming up.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe they got wings.
Could we look at getting from the city some of the concrete blocks like they put up when you're parking your car, you can't go through? And
We could, but we have an issue with object-free areas around the taxiways that we're having to deal with. And that's part of the problem in putting up signs. According to the FAA and the Oklahoma Aeronautics Commission, we have to have certain distances of, basically where it's just pavement to grass, and then after the grass, you can have a sign or a fixed object. So we're having to come up with something that's frangible, be able to be broken easily, and whereas a concrete slab wouldn't.
Like fiberglass rods with orange pennants on them.
Exactly. We're trying to find something that'll help deter people from driving on there. We did stop in between hangar 17 and hangar 18. There was a lot of traffic driving through there having the same issue. So what we did was put up basically some taxiway markers, and it prevented people from driving through there. I mean, they ultimately could drive through it and it would just knock everything down, but it'd be very blatant and obvious that they did something they weren't supposed to. As far as community involvement, the Santa fly-in on December 20th was a huge success. We had over 500 people. Great time. And Santa came in a helicopter. If you missed the pictures, stop by and see me. We can catch you up on everything that happened. I do want to thank nearly everybody here at the board was able to make it, and it's just a phenomenal opportunity. That's all I have on the manager's report. If anybody has any questions, and then we can discuss financials.
Anybody have any questions?
So you thought there's 500 people? I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
kids and parents?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Great, great.
Welcome to Guthrie. That was
Yeah.
very quick.
Yeah.
Yep, we were able to estimate it was probably between 400 and 500, possibly over 500.
Cool.
It was just fantastic.
Great.
Fantastic.
I apologize for not being here. I really, one of the major things I like to do is to watch Gail and Joe direct traffic with their Santa hat. For two older gentlemen, they're pretty quick on their feet.
You gotta be there, get run over.
That's it.
Well, and we have a lot better weather this year, temperature-wise, for sure, than we've had in the last couple of years, which helps.
Did the cocoa last?
It lasted longer. It's lasted the longest amount of time this year.
Oh,
We
really?
lasted about 45 minutes into the 2.5 hours that we were there. So we're still working on that. We had a tremendous amount of coffee. Rick's donated 10 huge thermoses full of their fabulous hot chocolate.
Yeah.
I don't know what it would take. I think we'd have to have an unending supply in order to maintain it, and I think that's going to be unfeasible. But we really do thank Rick's and also the helicopter pilot and everybody who helped out. It's just wonderful event.
Where's he out of?
The Wiley Post. He has a aircraft up here, but his helicopter's stored down in Wiley Post.
Cool. Great.
Okay, Justin, thank you. Discussion of fuel sales and traffic count.
Did anybody have any questions on the financials before we hit that? We kind of bounced around there. All of the lease and rent for the airport is not recognized in this one because some of the payments did come on came in on the second or after. So that'll be able to be updated.
Everybody had a chance to look over the financials?
I make a motion, we approve them as written.
Second.
We don't need it. It's just
Okay.
a discussion.
Oh.
Okay,
Yeah, we're
never
good.
mind.
We're just practicing.
Hey,
There you
exactly.
go.
You gotta get in there. We're getting ready. We're getting ready.
Well, if we're happy with that, let's move on to fuel sales and traffic count.
All right. Mr. Harms brought up a request to see if there was a way we could help judge our traffic counts through the fuel sales. And after having meetings with the FBO and talking about the fuel sales, it's really hard to judge month to month the traffic counts. And the best example happened in December when we had 2.5 weeks of fog. It was pretty dead around here. And in talking to Glenn, the best way to be able to monitor this is pretty much on a year-to-year basis. And so what I tried to do was build a graph that could help represent that. And basically, as you can see on the graph, we have going back to 2007 all the way to projected 2015. Our fiscal year ends in the end of September. As you can see, we kind of trended upwards. We had that major dip, and that was due to just the economy at the time. That was from 2009 on, we had the kind of depressed area. And for 2011, we started taking back up and getting more aircraft. Up until 2013, the very, very end of 2013, we were only getting 10 cents per gallon of fuel sold, and that was all full service, where the FBO fuel. In September of 2013, we installed the self-service credit card machine, which the board was on board with that and made that happen. And as you can see, the sales have taken off tremendously. And it's due in two parts. Is one, we are receiving 20 cents per gallon because from the self-service machine alone. 10 cents per gallon from full service still, but because the city put up the funds for the city, the airport and both cities put up the funds for the self-service machine, we negotiated that in. So there is an increase in revenue received per gallon sold, but also having that available for pilots has made us kind of more of a destination for fuel stops due to having 24-hour fuel availability. And so right now, we ended the year at just shy of $10,000 and projected, taking the first quarter that we've already had, multiplying that out through the rest of the year, we're looking to be just shy of about $12,000 in fuel flow revenue. And so that's excellent to see compared to where we came from in 2007. We were sitting about $4,000. We're growing, but as you can see, we're talking numbers that are pretty low to begin with. You know, these aren't huge numbers that we're dealing with, but they do make up a significant amount of the revenue. I mean, it's 5 to 10%, and then you start adding it out. And I believe with services, bringing in the pilot's lounge, having that 24-hour availability, along with our 24-hour availability of fuel, it'll increase the traffic coming in. We have seen a huge increase in traffic, you know, from day to day as it keeps coming out. We had 5 jets come in today alone. 2 are parked out on the ramp, and all but 1 bought fuel. So, I mean, we are getting a significant increase in traffic, and just a lot of that's to do with the economy right now. Aviation does deal heavily or is moved and sways with the economy. In good times, we do well. And right now, we're doing okay, and we'll kind of see where the energy business goes with the fuel, or with the oil sales and the barrels. If anybody has any questions on that. And Roger, did that help answer any of
Well,
that?
yes, it helps a lot, but from '07 to '13, that's on 10 cents a gallon.
Yes, sir.
So regardless of whether you're selling for $3 or $6,
Correct.
so.
And ultimately, the cheaper fuel is, the more people get out there and
Right,
fly,
right.
because
Uh-huh.
fuel is one of the cost inhibiting factors of flying.
So if nothing changed in people's habits or in the economy, it would be going up because we're hitting self-service 20 cents.
Absolutely, the more people who fuel up on there, the
And
greater.
the
it does.
Jet A, we do also have a machine for Jet A.
No, sir. No,
We
sir.
don't.
We don't. And part of that's due to the fact right now that we do not own the Jet A fuel tank. That is owned by Spirit Wing, and they have a deal with the FBO where they're able to hold fuel, and Crabtree's able to sell out of it.
Are we still getting 10 cents on each
Yes,
one?
yes.
Okay.
Very good. It's a shame that we drug our feet so long on the fuel, on the self-service facility, because obviously, you can see right here, it's made a difference in our income and the traffic flow.
Sure.
Come in and buy it.
And it's a great service to have. Every pilot you talk to is just thrilled to have that available.